But so help these people out. Let's say they want to become a network marketing professional or they want to master social media. Like if it was you, how would you say, okay, I want to master it. And it's not just like, let me just work and let me just do the dang thing and I'm just going to figure it out, which that is part of it, of course. If you want to be great at something, it takes discipline. And look, if you're okay with mediocrity, if you're okay with your current situation, right? Then, it doesn't matter. Then what we're talking about is irrelevant. But for those of you that do want excellence, you want profits, you want to build a multi-million-dollar business, baby. You want an MBA, a massive bank account. Like you want to travel the world. You want freedom. You want that beach house, right? You want the better things in life. You want the private school for your kids. You want to help out your community. You want to donate money to you want to drive the dream car, like whatever it is. Like you have to get super serious with your education. You have to, look, it's interesting too, right? You want to be a doctor, you got to go to medical school.
For a decade.
Yeah, for like a decade. Oh, it's only like a decade of your life. And then people get involved in network marketing. Like, I've been doing it for a year. I'm struggling. And it's like, well, how many books have you gone through? How many seminars have you attended? How much time have you really put into learning how to discipline your disappointments and learning how to overcome objections and learning how to build your network and learn how to recruit and sell and leverage social media? And they don't. They just want to wing it, right? And look, that's cool if you just want to make $500. But for those of you who want to make $500,000 a year, it's a different commitment level, right? It takes a different work ethic. And again, if you're struggling, whatever you lack, you attack. So if you're struggling in one arena or another, it's time to get super serious and say, you know what? Who are the best? Like you could just hit the Google. You could just hit the Google, hit the YouTube, go, who are the best in whatever you're trying to learn?
Yeah.
And you know what? They probably have a book. They probably have a course. They probably have a seminar. They probably have a podcast. Shit, half the stuff you could probably learn for free.
When most people, right, get started in network marketing and maybe they have a little bit of results and then they start to see like, oh my gosh, like chances are I probably got to get people skills and I got to elevate my, overall presentation and like all the different things you start to notice. I got to get good at this, and this. And instead of future pacing going, look, maybe it's going to take me 5 years, 10 years. I mean, we've been in the profession for 20 years, right? But you're not going to be this overnight success. And most overnight successes happen 10, 20, 30 years in the making, right?
Exactly.
So the key is to remain like hungry for knowledge, right? But also whenever like I notice myself kind of hit that point of like, oh my gosh, it's too much. I can't even, I just shift gears a little bit. I sleep well. I drink a lot of water. I have my husband, my beautiful husband, take me out to dinner. Just a little bit like shift of energy. And next day I go at it again, right?
Don't forget meditation.
And that persistence is really key and spirit of excellence. And of course, meditate. You have got to meditate. If you're not yet meditating, what are we doing?
Nadya has a spirit of excellence and she's groomed me to be the same way. The bed is always made, right? Laundry's always put away. Dishes are done. If not right away, typically right away. And, sometimes that can drive the kids crazy.
Yeah.
Or we can drive each other crazy.
Right.
And I'm not saying you got to be like this, but I'm saying this is an overall philosophy. And the reason most people are overweight, they're overdrawn in their bank account, they're unhappy. And look, if you're happy, then forget what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But for people that are unhappy, I think a lot of it is just, everything is just in disarray. It's like,
I know.
The house is a mess. Like they don't have any type of routine or schedule and they don't do anything about it. That's the problem. It's like, well, it is what it is. No, it's bull crap. It's not, it just is what it is. Like you have to sit down and talk with your kids or talk to your spouse or, maybe you live alone. You got to talk to yourself and be like, listen, I need to stop allowing my excuses and distractions to get in the way because it is hard to stay positive and motivated when your foundation isn't in order, right? And you're not on top of it. And I think that spirit of excellence, that philosophy is relevant in all things. And look, how you do one thing is how you do all things. You've all heard that quote before. And I don't know if that's necessarily true in all facets, but I think just in general, like put it to you like this. Like I work out because I know it's good for me and it's the right thing to do. I wouldn't say I'm as committed to working out as I am to building my network marketing business, right? And helping people and serving people and putting out content. Like, obviously, there's going to be some areas where you're not quite as committed as you are in something else. But I also love that Nadya will take her time to learn something and say, okay, I'm going to go all in. Like, for instance, those of you that want to learn TikTok, right? Or you want to get better at recruiting. Like, you go all in and you drop excuses. You just really focus and set aside the time to study it and get every book on that topic. Or if you don't like reading like I don't, audible.com, right? Nadya
I love Audible.
listens to Audible all the time. So she's not like randomly learning things.
Yeah.
She's not like, let me just see what's on YouTube. Like, she downloads books that are very specific.
You know, one thing that I really get excited about is every day I'm just going to learn something new, and then I want to put it into work. And it's really, really interesting. I feel like we covered so many good ideas, you know, like just starting out your day by making your bed, or just when you bring that spirit of excellence, just do everything you touch and do, it's pretty amazing what happens. Your confidence in yourself and your ability to get it done is going to go through the roof. And I know for most of us, confidence is something we struggle with, right? Confidence is that thing where, you know, if you're going to be continuing to grow your business, you're going to continue to grow your business, your life, competency is going to be something you're going to have to work on, meaning you're going to want to be learning new things. So, and then you get into the point where there's, what is that one thing called, baby? Imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Right? Imposter syndrome. And most of the time, you're going to feel it because you're always evolving to go to that next level,
Did you get the
right?
eyelash? Is the eyelash?
I did get it. But just how you do anything is how you do everything. And every morning, once you have that clear plan, right? I like to focus on one thing that I'm learning and mastering at a time.
Yeah.
Anyways, so it's just, I think it's just important, right?
And again, it's in all things though. It's like even like little things like washing the dishes. Like cleaning up after you're done, making food, taking out the trash. Like taking Toby out, like don't, like if you cut corners, you're going to have a bad life. It just,
Let me get Christina to bring the house rules. Oh my gosh, I'll show it to you guys.
It's a philosophy for life, for all things. Like when you try to cut corners and you're looking for the shortcuts and like, how does that work out in your business? Right? Spamming people is easier. No, it's not easier to just spam someone versus building a relationship. Yes, building a brand. Yes, building a relationship takes more time than just cold calling or cold messaging people. But the truth is, over time, that will pay much more, 10 times, 20 times, 100 times more in profits than it will to just say, you know what, I'm going to be lazy in my relationship building. I'm not going to worry about creating content. I'm not going to worry about doing personal development. I'm not going to read books. I'm just going to wing it, figure it out, hope to get lucky. If you have that mentality in life, how many of us would agree things are probably not going to work out for you? Now, like I said, it depends on your level of commitment and what you're looking to accomplish. I'm not trying to be a professional bodybuilder.
Right.
So I don't have that level of commitment when it comes to working out. Make sense? That's the difference. And I'm telling you, this is the X factor. This is the thing that separates the losers from the winners, the average from the savage, the average versus the above average, right? The producers and the non-producers. In the mortgage industry, and I talk about this all the time.
I'm going to go get the rules.
Yeah, go ahead, baby. When I got a job in the mortgage industry, I did not know what a mortgage was. I had no idea what I was actually selling. I knew it had something to do with money. But what I did know is that I could outwork everybody. But that helped me in the beginning. But eventually, I had to also understand what I was doing.
So Melton's family rules on the plaque, it's proudly displayed in the kitchen.
Work first, play second, love and respect everyone. Don't argue, whine or complain. Have a good attitude, always have a spirit of excellence.
Have a spirit of excellence. Yeah. Do you guys love this? These are the Melton commandments. I'm going to enforce them. So a couple of years ago, Dylan had to write these. I want to say 100 times, maybe 200 times. His arm was sore, but it was necessary. It was very necessary. But you know, I teach them, I go, look, my job as a parent is to raise you up for success. And you know what it is? If you are not following the rules, I have to discipline you. And if I don't discipline you, God will discipline me for not disciplining you.
Right.
And look, when you grow up, if you disobey the rules, the law, the government, police, there's, correctional facilities that will discipline you, right? God will discipline you. So I like to integrate that language into, it's not about, my way or the highway. This is just the rules of life. Do you know what I mean?
I love that.
It starts in the house, and I think it really helps them kind of process that, look, this is how my whole life is going to be. And so, we got to start, light, little baby steps. We got to get involved in the details.
I think another reason we're so big on like figuring things out, we don't like to be taken advantage of.
Nobody does that.
How many of us feel the same way?
Yeah.
Right? Like you don't want to be taken advantage of. And if you want to prevent that, right? If you feel like you can't control the outcome, or you feel out of control, or you feel like there's something going on, there's something missing in a particular category in your life, then there's one way to take control of it is for you to become the expert, for you to study, for you to figure it out without relying on anyone else. Because then you just have more control, you have more power over the outcome in any situation, right? So that can help you avoid, making mistakes. And look, you're still going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
It is what it is. A big reason why we decide to study things and figure things out on our own, because after years of like listening to experts and realizing that like, that's just their opinion. That's not fact, right? You hear a lot of these, and I don't want to go down a whole rabbit hole in this, but you hear a lot of these experts that have opinions on things, but they speak as if that's just what it is, and that's the only way it is. And it's like, well, I beg to differ. Like there's other experts in that same, category that have a different opinion. You go and see a doctor, they don't all have the same opinion on something.
Right.
So if that's the case, whether it's, the doctor, the lawyer, the accountant, a network marketing expert, like how many of us follow different network marketing leaders in our company or in the industry, like network marketing, top earners or trainers, like they don't all have the same opinion on how to build a business, right? They all kind of do it a little bit differently. So in order for you to figure out what works best for you, you have to be a student, and you have to remain a student and constantly be thirsty, hungry for the knowledge. Because ultimately, if you're not where you want to be, there's something you don't know. And here's how, sometimes we think we're an expert. And I kind of get almost like, and again, the kids are a great example of this, right? Because, how many of us have kids? Let us know in the comments. Do they ever do the whole like, I know. Like, really? So you already know all this. Start asking them questions. Start asking them questions, getting them to answer those questions. And most of the time, they go from being a know-it-all to being like, well, I don't know that, and I don't know that. And it's like, okay, so you don't know it all.
Yeah.
You just have to be so certain in order to be successful in anything you do. And the only way you create certainty
I love that word.
is by going in and getting the knowledge
into the nitty-gritty
and doing the preparation, the practice, so that it becomes second. Like just like going live, like we don't have to have notes and have everything like perfectly organized like we did in the early days because we've done so many videos.
Right. That's so good. So you're looking for certainty, especially when you're working in something like an area that's completely new to you.
And you know what though? Sometimes
you live, you learn.
Yeah, sometimes the failures, the mistakes, those are always, it's always lessons, right?
Yeah.
And it's one big thing is that it's taught us losing money in real estate, having some, a network marketing company shut down on us. Like it puts you in a situation where you're like, I need to learn. I need to learn from this. I need to grow from this and fail my way to the top, right? Fail forward. And it's like, you're constantly like just figuring things out as you go. And that's life. But I do think there's always people that come to me and they're struggling or they're stuck. They're not where they want to be. And it's like, well, what books are you listening to? Like, what courses have you gone through? Like, do you have a coach? Like, you just can't get stuck in the analysis paralysis phase in your business, or you're just caught up in your head. You're caught up in your own thoughts and you're not doing anything about it except complaining, right? You're complaining, you're making excuses when the truth is you could do something about it. 90% of your problems, you could figure it out if you decided to have a spirit of excellence and you said, you know what, I'm gonna get committed, I'm gonna get better, I'm gonna work on me, I'm gonna develop skills, I'm gonna drop the excusitis because it's a disease and it's contagious and it stinks and it sucks. Now I'm gonna get better. Not gonna be bitter, I'm gonna get better. And instead of getting frustrated, I'm gonna get fascinated, I'm gonna become a student, I'm gonna master this thing.
I love that.
That's right.
It's so good.